I'm Jeronimo Cortina.
And I'm Brandon Rottinghaus. We're the co-hosts of Party Politics here on Houston Public Media with a little party primer for your Super Bowl. The Super Bowl is only a few hours away, and the primary here in Texas is a month away. But these two things do have something in common, and that's James Talarico, the state representative running for the Democratic primary, is spending a lot of money on ads that promote his responsibilities and his efforts to try to change how Washington works, especially taking on some of the billionaires that are funding a lot of what's going on in government. Jeronimo, is this a good use of his money?
I mean, I would think so. It's the Super Bowl is the second most watched event around probably in the U.S. or probably in the U.S. is the first one, but worldwide might be the second one.
Yeah.
But that's completely irrelevant. But
Yeah.
the relevance here is that if you want to get to a lot of Texans on one day, that you're going to be 100% sure that they're watching TV, the Super Bowl is the way to go. Because a lot of people not only watch the game, but also watch the commercials.
Yeah, or for the halftime show, right? Which also is to some degree been politicized. I think you're right. If you want to reach a lot of people quickly and you've got the money, then this is a good way to do it. We talked on the show this week about how James Talarico has got $13 million in total fundraising. This at least doubles the amount of money that Jasmine Crockett has raised. So he's got the cash and probably he needs to spend it, right? Like I said, we're pretty close to the point where the people are going to have to start making some choices. Early voting is going to start pretty soon. And so he's going to have to get some momentum because right now it looks like a pretty neck and neck kind of fight. I think that, both have released polling that says that they're up by 10%. So hard to make any kind of sense of that. But I think you're going to see this as a pretty pitched battle. The question here is whether or not you think that one or the other of them has an edge. And if this is going to give Talarico a kind of momentum that he needs to compete.
I mean, maybe, right? Because here the main issue is a substantive issue and how you compare different types of being progressive or progressiveness within the Democratic Party. And I think that Representative Crockett and Representative Talarico represent two very different ways of understanding how the Democratic Party is going to move. So at the end, we're not only seeing who's going to win the primary elections to compete in the general election for the U.S. Senate. But more importantly, I think we're seeing an internal debate or battle, if you want to see it that way, between two different views of where the Democratic Party should go in the next 10 to 20 years.
Yeah, a battle on the gridiron and a battle at the ballot box. There's been a lot of chatter on Twitter about who's the better candidate to take on the Republicans. That's, I think, still unknown. But for sure, each Democrat has got their own path to victory here. But for Democrats, both of them have to focus on turnout, especially in urban areas. They've got to get crossover votes from moderates and independents. Typically, these are folks who vote for Republicans but would support Democrats in key circumstances. And honestly, they're also hoping Republicans skip this race because it's been controversial and it's going to be definitely kind of in the context of this being a tough year for Republicans to win.
Absolutely. And remember, the primary early voting starts in February 17, ends on the 27th, and election day is on March 3rd.